Welcome back to ELH4X4 doing stuff. Working on the headliner. We're letting the vehicle dry out because a lot of the moisture that you may see on the windshield is actually on the inside. Carpet's kind of wet. What I did notice was this window isn't really held on too swell. There's a fastener right here that goes around the frame and it slipped off again. So we'll just take these two screws out, three screws actually, well this one's already out, and then we'll be able to remove the window and see if we can't reseal the outside of it. But what I am doing today is I looked for all the other clips and fasteners that go to the headliner. You know, I had talked about, you know, thinking somebody was up there before, but this one fell out. So I was able to recover it. And then some of these plastic clips that hold other parts of the trim in, I was able to find. So I'll get those installed and get this hot glued back on. So after attaching all the clips, I decided to take all the grab handles and other little clips off, because the grab handles are kind of over top of the headliner fabric. So let's pull that off. All right, so we got our bristle. I'm not going to dig into it. I'm just, going to lightly touch it, and we'll see what happens. Excuse me. I may try, like, wetting it down or something if it doesn't come off too easily. All right, that seems to be coming off pretty good. So I'm going to continue to use the this little implement and put you on time warp. So over moderate pressure, kind of heavy, not too much. You don't want to fold the headliner in half, but the more pressure you put, the cleaner it comes out. So I'm going to change out to a smaller bristle to get into the smaller areas and go sit down, relax, drink some coffee because my back is killing me. There's like a little bit of residue here. This will just come off by rubbing it. But for the most part, that's pretty clean. What I want to do is get rid of a lot of the chunks, like these little things. That way they don't put little mounds or whatever, little bumps inside the headliner when I go to smooth it out. But I'll continue to prep this area. And then I got to move on to cleaning all of the interior trim pieces that I have. Maybe you can't see that. Maybe you can. All this stuff. I'm going to sit there and scrub that down and whatnot. So it took about maybe an hour and a half of hitting it with the brush. Cool. Forgot to mention, I'll go around and fix these corners just by gluing them down. You know, whatever ones are lifting up, I could go back over, get rid of some of the excess foam in some of the places. You know, glue this stuff back down. All right. All right, we got our trim pieces cleaned up. Still got to do the door panels. I'm going to move on to the window. These are 7 mil. Okay, it seems like there's some kind of seal. Really good seal on this side. Okay. All right, we lost, where are you guys looking? We lost adhesion up top here, obviously. Let's move over to a better work area. All right, I just seen something kind of odd. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Whoa. Don't want to do that. That would be that'd be bad. Anyway. right here. It looks like somebody had this screw out and moved it to an inner spot instead of out here. So where are you looking? Anyway, I'm going to scrape this seal off. I may have a tube left over from doing a Corvette windshield, so we'll just use that. This stuff is extremely dry. All right, I'm going to continue to work on this. See you later. All right, we got the old window seal scraped out. Oops, excuse me. We can go hang it back in place and see. You know, I'm always saying that, you know, people have been in here before and messed with it and whatnot. I don't think that was the case. I retract that statement. But let's reinstall the window. Now, that screw doesn't line up. Right? So the other screw is over just a little bit. So maybe I can grind this part out. Who knows? I'm gonna temporarily put the window in. I think the screws are more for like setting the sealant in place. that now. There we go. That was weird. All right, so I'll probably just put some painter's tape over that because it'll be a little wide. All right, so I'm in the process of cleaning the door panels, and I noticed that there's a fabric insert. And a vinyl insert. Production date of 4/27/2000. (4/26/2000). So a day later. The part number is one number different. Right, 66 and 67. So I was just wondering if anybody else out there that has these Silverados, if you have or ever noticed that maybe one side is fabric and the other side is vinyl. I don't know. Anyway, this overhead center console, getting ready to take the fabric off, which is, you know, pretty much fallen off on its own. And I realized, you know, they do have it tucked in between. But the only problem is that it's melted plastic, so I'm thinking that maybe I can drill the top of it off and then find some small screws to go in there, but I need to take this bottom trim off from this so I can upholster it. All right, so I used the 1/8 inch drill bit and drilled off the melted plastic on the top. So now we can separate the two halves. All right, so we push this little part down, slide this connector out. There we go. So I guess just open this one out, and that way these hooks will let go of this spot right here. But now we got this part separated. We could clean it, maybe take the light bulbs out and soak it down with some cleaner. But now I'm able to remove this stuff. All right, I don't know if there's, it looks like something, yeah, something loose in there. where you guys are looking. But I'm trying to get this part out. And there's a little slot towards the front. All right, I'm gonna figure that out and show you later. All right, so basically what I did was I forced the screwdriver underneath and just pried it up. All right, you can see a detent right here. So this will help, you know, we could tuck some of the fabric down inside the hole and then put this insert in over top so it looks seamless. And I just got to go around and clean all this stuff off, all this glue. We're going to be doing some panel repair, so what I got is the plastic bonder again. Already got it mixed up. We're going to attach some of these little connectors that, you know, break off and stay back inside the door panels or wherever else you're taking it out from. So right. We'll move on to another door. All right. That looks about right. So we'll let that set up. And I still got to pressure wash these. That's why I am in mop level 3. Right, it's a little bit cold outside. It's drizzling a little bit. But I'm going to remove the tweeters. And yeah, get some cleaning solution on them. Scrub them up and pressure wash them off. would have been nice if they put it in a cardboard box, because now there's a crease in there, so I guess we're just going to have to let it relax. I don't understand that. Oh, that's nice. They stapled the end. All right, let's try this again. All right. I am very pleased with the excess. Very pleased. Because if I use the fabric correctly, I can use a portion of this to do the upper, the center console up here, and the door panel. Or door panels. What are we looking at? So I think what happened was the fabric came off of the other door panel, and this one, when I was pressure washing it, it's starting to come off. But I could use this as a pattern and reupholster both the doors. So cool.